Welcome to our session on ethical considerations in clinical research. Over the next few minutes, we will connect core principles with real-world challenges and the best practices that keep participants safe and science trustworthy. Think of this as a practical guide for responsible conduct across every stage of a study, from design to reporting. Here is the roadmap for today. We will start with the fundamental ethical principles that anchor responsible research, then look at the key guidelines and regulations that translate ideals into daily practice. After that, we will examine common dilemmas investigators face, and close with pragmatic actions you can take to promote ethical conduct. This section sets the foundation. Ethical principles are more than theory, they shape every decision that affects people in studies. As we walk through autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice, consider how each principle informs consent, risk management, and fair participant selection in your own work. The image of a heart highlights the human focus of our first principle, respect for persons. Autonomy means individuals decide for themselves, with special protection for those who are vulnerable. Informed consent turns respect into action by ensuring people understand the purpose, risks, benefits, and alternatives before they choose to take part. Beneficence asks us to maximize benefits, while non-maleficence reminds us to avoid harm. The photo spelling benefit cues this dual responsibility. Robust study design, careful monitoring, and responsive safety plans help deliver meaningful value to participants and society, while structured risk assessments reduce foreseeable harms and guide adjustments as evidence accumulates. Justice insists that the burdens and benefits of research are shared fairly. The images suggest balance and inclusion. Ethical selection avoids exploiting vulnerable groups and ensures no community is overburdened or systematically excluded. Equitable access means eligibility criteria are justified by science, not convenience, so all appropriate groups can participate and benefit. Principles become powerful when backed by clear rules. In this section, we connect values to the guidelines and regulatory frameworks that govern clinical research worldwide, showing how they safeguard participants, standardize processes, and support credible, reproducible results. The Declaration of Helsinki remains a cornerstone for studies involving humans. It emphasizes scientific validity, voluntary informed consent, proportionate risk, and independent review. As the document image suggests, these commitments are written into the fabric of modern research, guiding investigators to minimize harm, protect welfare, and justify each protocol ethically and scientifically. The laboratory photo points to good clinical practice, or GCP. These guidelines protect participant welfare and preserve trial integrity through standardized methods for design, conduct, monitoring, and reporting. By following GCP, teams ensure reliable data, transparent procedures, and ethical treatment across sites, making results dependable and acceptable to regulators and the public. The magnifying glass symbolizes how institutional review boards provide focused oversight. IRBs evaluate protocols before enrollment and continue monitoring to protect rights and welfare. Their independent review checks that risks are reasonable, consent is clear, and safeguards are in place, helping teams meet ethical obligations throughout a study's life cycle. Even with strong principles and rules, difficult situations arise. This section explores common ethical challenges investigators encounter, and how thoughtful processes can help navigate them while keeping participants' interests at the center. The clinical team photo introduces the topic of vulnerable populations. Children, prisoners, and people facing economic or cognitive disadvantage require extra care. Ethical practice demands clear safeguards against coercion and exploitation, tailored consent approaches, and ongoing checks to ensure dignity and choice are preserved at every interaction and decision point. The balance stones capture the heart of risk-benefit analysis. Ethical decisions weigh potential benefits against foreseeable risks, prioritize participant safety, and document clear justifications. Transparency about uncertainties, stopping rules, and mitigation steps builds trust and accountability, especially when evidence evolves during the course of a study. The financial report graphic reminds us how conflicts of interest can distort judgment. Transparency is the antidote. Disclosing financial and personal interests, applying management plans, and separating roles where needed protect scientific integrity. When biases are addressed upfront, stakeholders can evaluate findings with confidence. With challenges in view, we now turn to practical steps that embed ethics into everyday work. These best practices translate principles into routine habits that protect privacy, ensure quality, and strengthen collaboration with participants and communities. The lock illustration underscores the importance of privacy and confidentiality. Ethical research secures sensitive data through sound design, limited access, and compliant storage. Protecting information is also about dignity, handling records respectfully, de-identifying when possible, and honoring legal requirements so trust is earned and maintained. Ethics is an ongoing commitment. Regular oversight helps detect concerns early, while timely reporting enables swift action to protect participants. The monitoring images point to another priority: data integrity. Accurate, reliable data collected under consistent procedures is essential for valid conclusions and for demonstrating that ethical safeguards truly worked. The group discussion photo highlights community engagement. Two-way communication with participants and local stakeholders builds understanding, improves recruitment and retention, and surfaces cultural or practical concerns before they become problems. Staying accessible and responsive keeps research respectful and aligned with community values. To close, remember the through line. Strong ethical principles set our direction, guidelines provide structure, and careful handling of challenges protects people and science. By applying best practices, privacy protections, monitoring, and genuine community engagement, we uphold participant rights and produce trustworthy evidence that advances health with integrity.